So welcome. This is the entrance room to Lotus Life, where you'll find a nice boutique section. We have some interesting books on different topics to help you on your yoga path. Stuff for the beginner, the intermediate, and the more advanced, subtle body stuff, as well as just physical anatomy. Yoga mats and some really nice scarves and beads as well. This is also where you would check in. Usually there's always a nice smiling, friendly face up here to help you. So I'll take you into the first studio, which is known as the Sun Studio because of the nice natural light, but also because of how hot it gets in here. We do typically our solar flow or hot yoga in this studio. And this room holds 25 people. Comfortably. And our hot yoga gets to about 90 degrees, maybe a little warmer, with humidity. So it feels very tropical in here, and the plants do very well in here too. We got some beautiful orchids that thrive in the heat. Yeah, and it's also kind of known as our Ganesha room because we have our two beautiful statues in here. And hot yoga is offered a couple times throughout the week, but which I always try to encourage people to come as the Monday and Wednesday nights if they've never tried it before, because that's open level on Monday and Wednesday nights. And so props are used, variations are shown. Hot yoga is like the it yoga right now. It's so trendy, but a lot of times it's offered at a very difficult or just more challenging levels. So the Monday and Wednesday nights are open to everyone to come and try it. It's a wonderful workout. The relaxation at the end is so beautiful.
What would you say is the greatest benefit of yoga?
Probably the ability to find peace. Peace and, no matter what's going on. I think that what I've learned is that you can be in a very stressful situation and you rely and look back to your tools that you gain from yoga knowledge. And area yoga is basically a combination of yoga as well as acrobatics. Be very Cirque du Soleil-like with some flipping and tumbling or tricks in the fabric, but it can also be very therapeutic. Stretching and spinal decompression. You're hanging upside down, so it really helps to bring lymphatic fluid to the brain and move that around, as well as the blood. So people feel very healthy and like a kid when they're in here playing. And the fabric is about 13 or 14 feet wide, and it's made of acrylic. It's a polyester blend. Very durable, and each hammock can hold 1,000 pounds. That's always a question, am I too heavy? And not an issue, obviously, at all. Okay? And the floor is nice and squishy, which is great because it allows people to feel a little bit more comfortable. The question is always, am I gonna fall? We keep people very safe. We show you how not to fall. But if you do slip out, we show you how to kind of bail gracefully so that the floor is squishy for that reason.
What advice would you give to people who are just starting out with yoga or who have never tried, or just because they're afraid to try or don't know it or anything like that?
So don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about if you're flexible or inflexible. Just arrive on the mat and start to move and breathe. And that's the real yoga.
Right.
Just
doing what feels good.
Doing what feels good and keeping it simple. And over time, the yoga works its magic. I get people that are all different ages, young 20-somethings to 70 years old, and in between. People with injury, people without injury, people with an athletic background, but also no athleticism at all. Typically, people come for a physical workout, but there's also people that come that are interested in spirituality too. So there's kind of a blend of all different walks of life, and races too, and religious backgrounds. So, we don't have a really religious take here or a specific style of yoga. We offer a lot, so that, in hopes that whoever walks in, there's something for them. And this brings us into the rear of the Moon Studio. This is where we have all of the other classes, our relaxing classes, our basic Hatha yoga classes. This room can hold 35 people. We don't always have 35 people in here. I know as a beginner, a lot of people want to know how many students are in each class. Will I get the attention that I need? So it depends on what day and time you come, will determine how busy the classes actually are. But typically, classes average around 20 people or more. And yeah, it's a wonderful atmosphere, and it's called the Moon Studio because it's a little bit more cozy in here and darker, especially in the evening. And we usually have some candles lit too, especially during the 6 a.m. classes. And that leads back to an area where you can store your belongings, your coat. There's a restroom back there where you can change, and a drinking fountain.
Well, some people won't try yoga because they'll say, oh, it's for certain types of people, like vegans or vegetarians or hippies. Like, I'm not that kind of a person. Like, what would you say to those kind of people?
Yoga's for everyone. Yoga is for everyone, and I really do mean that. There's so many different styles and takes now on yoga that's offered throughout the world. So you might walk into a class and not resonate with the teacher specifically or the students around you, but that doesn't mean you should give up. You should find another studio and try again, because it's for everyone. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your diet is, or everyone should try to come to the mat. The magazines and commercial advertisement, they do a really good job at centering the marketing towards women. And so I could easily understand how men would think, oh, it's just women that can do it, but it's for both sexes, absolutely. And now I'm starting to see more and more men come into the studio, which is great.
Yeah, that is great.
Everyone needs relaxation. Everyone needs a physical exercise and peace. This room, I won't show you now, but soon we're gonna have a treatment room with acupuncture, massage, and Reiki. So we'll unveil that later on. We'll reveal later on.
Exciting.
Yeah. Can't wait. Thank you. And so the studio can have also a very exciting energy too, which people love. It's it's a community here. So, but I think this is the most relaxing room by far. The other ones are pretty energizing. And this brings us right back out into where we started, into the lobby.
What made you want to teach? Go from being
Well,
a student to teaching.
That's a great question. My journey starts 16 or 17 years ago when I started practicing. And I practiced for about 8 years until I basically was like, okay, I can't do my retail job anymore. I need a change in my life. I love my yoga practice. I want to try to do it for a living. It took me several years from that point of graduation from Kripalu to actually be able to do it full time, but it happened. It eventually worked its way that way. My genuine desire to teach really came from my love and my passion for yoga. I saw how much it changed my life, physically, and my diet, my mental outlook, my confidence. And I thought, okay, well, I gotta show other people this gift because it's just so miraculous. And it works. Then,
Oh my God, I love it.